So I'm going to start speaking a little bit about interceptors. The idea of this pattern is that this is a pattern that allows us to catch any kind of events. It's basically like some kind of bridge, probably, between one point and another point A and point B. So basically you are just setting some kind of point of control there in the middle of those points. And yeah, why do we want to implement this? Because there are some scenarios where for example, some of the current libraries are already implementing this in a automatical way. The logic behind is that it helps us to, for example, avoid to flow the backend of requests, right? So in the past, I have a scenario where the front end was sending a lot of requests, a lot of multiple requests to our backend, and our server in that time, Nginx, could not handle a lot of requests. So the server started sending 429 to the front end, and basically this is a standard answer that it means that, hey, I cannot handle all of these requests, stop sending me. Okay, so the idea with the interceptor, well, in that time I implemented an interceptor to try to avoid this kind of flow of requests to the backend, and the idea was to try to catch every request that I send from the front end to the backend and just give some time to the backend to recover, right? So of course in that time we have in the front end some kind of mix of tools, of libraries. We have React, we have plain jQuery or JS, some part of the code. We're still migrating to the new front end of React. So it wasn't a good choice to implement an interceptor for every library, right? So the best way to implement an interceptor was to just go really below under the hood and just use the XMLHttpRequest API. You can find information about this into the MDN documentation. This is something that is provided by the browser. So the idea is like when you send a request, you need to call, well, the browser calls to this API and execute some functions like send, open, abort, etc. So basically when some of these functions are being executed, they are throwing events, and one of those events is load. So this is in the case of open. So the idea is that when this function is being called, I basically check the response of every response of the backend, and I look into the response for a code 429, right? So if this code is present in the response, I will just stop sending requests. And how do I do that? With a flag, basically. So I will set this flag to heavy load detected, and the next request is going to go in through this method send, and if the flag is enabled, then I will not send it. I will just do an abort of that request. Of course, there are multiple ways to improve this. We can just include the request into a queue, and then send the event once the backend is ready to handle the process. And yeah, basically I just use that function. I implement a proxy, so the idea with the proxy was just to some kind of over implement or implement the code, the normal behavior. So before executing the normal behavior, I'm going to execute my behavior, and then I will call to the normal behavior. Yeah, basically was that this solved the issue, and yeah, you can have a little more time to find out what is the root cause of the issue and how to improve. Yeah.